to the Nile Cruise. As usual, we meet every Friday to bring you more about what is happening in Egypt. Well, usually we are keen to bring you more about political issues, culture, literature, charity things, well, a lot of things that we are used to talk about every week. So before we start, let me say hello to my colleague Ahmed. Ahmed, hello.
Hello, Nashwa. Exactly as Nashwa said, yes, we'll be talking about everything in Egypt in the past few weeks. So stay tuned to us. We'll be watching this after this short break. But don't forget to follow us on Nile Cruise, on Nile TV, on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. So stay tuned.
Nicola is in her fourth visit to Egypt only this year. True?
That's right, yeah. I came once in March, then again in the summertime, then again for Christmas and New Year, and now I'm back again. So 4 times in 1 year, yeah.
We are lucky to have you, but why?
Why? Because I feel that Egypt is my second home. I've been to Egypt maybe 20, 25 times.
When was the first time?
The first time was when I graduated from university. I made some money, and the first thing I did is I came to Egypt. My love affair with Egypt began when I was only 7 years old. And my father, he took me to the British Museum to see the treasures of Tutankhamun. And they were on tour. And so we waited in the rain for 3 hours, and I was very bored, and I got inside, and he took me to the treasures, and I couldn't believe my eyes. Only at 7 years old, mesmerized, spellbound. I was completely, that's when I fell in love with Egypt. And from then on, I've been reading about Egypt. We watched the documentaries on the TV, Channel 4, Discovery Channel. And, you know, it brings Egypt to life, but you have to come here. Yeah. You have to come and see the temples. The people are so lovely people, so much hospitality, because you know England and Egypt, we have a very long history together, very, very long, and we've always been good friends. So yeah, for me this is my second home. I've traveled all around the world, but I keep coming back to Egypt. Yeah, I keep coming back.
As I said before, we're lucky to have you. But speaking about this experience indoors, I mean inside the museum, but what about your first impression when you were here in the open in Luxor? And Luxor, of course, is considered as an open temple, or the whole city. What was your first impression?
This time, or when I first arrived?
No, first arrived.
When I first came here. When I first came here, it was over 20 years ago. So things have changed a little bit, but I feel so safe here. I feel safer in Luxor, in Aswan, than I do in London. In London, I don't feel so safe, but here, you can walk around, the people are very friendly, the hospitality is second to none in Egypt. Everybody, you know, everybody loves the English, and we English, we love Egypt. Yeah, yeah.
As you were that much experienced in Egypt, as I might say, and you became an Egyptian, having Egypt as your second home. If you want to describe Egypt in few words for someone who is going to come for the first time, what you're going to say?
Egypt is awesome, to use the American word. The hospitality is second to none. The temples are the most magnificent temples in the whole world, and the history and culture is fascinating. So what more can I say? I keep coming back.
And we are going to keep saying you're most welcome, and it was an honor to have you on Nile TV International.
Shukran, shukran.
Welcome back. You're still watching Nile Cruise. It's been over 2 years since the revolution of the 25th of January, but lingering instability is having a devastating impact on the Egyptian tourism. Between exaggerations and reality of news about Egypt, tourism has been actually suffering. So now to talk to us more about the current state of tourism, is Mr. Hisham EL Banna, the board member of the Swiss Club. Hello, Mr. Hisham.
Hello, good afternoon.
Mr. Hisham, some people believe that because Egypt, of course we all agree that Egypt has it all. We're talking about culture, civilization, ancient temples, monuments that lasted and still exist years ago, thousands of years ago, that tourists will come. No way, they have to come. Do you agree with this idea? I mean, don't we have to work on it, just not enough to say that no, we have it all, they will come one day? Or how do you see this statement?
Still a lot of things has to be done. I mean, our country is not safety enough for the tourists. We have to make the country safety to get in contact with all of these people without looking after the safety in this country. So we can't. Of course, Egypt is very well known for the European people, but we still not settled down. You know, we have a lot of problems in Egypt, and I don't think that the tourists will right now come to Egypt without a safety. You know, so that's the first things have to be done. You know, we are not safety. But of course, we are doing our best to keep in touch with all of these contacts with people.
So security is the base.
Yeah, security is the base, you know, and it needs a time also to collect all of these people again to Egypt. Egypt is a wonderful country, but it needs a lot of things to be done first before we keep in touch with these people.
But Mr. Hisham, do you think that there's a bit of an exaggeration when it comes to news regarding the safety of Egypt and the insecurity or the security situation here in Egypt within the content of the media outlets, the foreign media outlets? Do you think there's a bit of an exaggeration about these parts of news?
Yeah, well, I think we have to you know, arrange a lot of things to be done. For example, safety first, and then after that go through to the embassies, go through to the investor, because they can do a lot of things. They can help us how to get in contact with people, and also to train people which they own tourist companies. You know, these people are making everything complicated for the tourists. You know, for example, like the investor in Europe, when they start to get the files of Europe or keep in touch with some tourist company over there, they don't have a system, they don't have an organization. So most of the companies, of the tourist company, they're trying to collect the cheaper price for the tourists. So there is no system even for the price to get these people even. So that's the main that's also main problems. You know, most of the investors, they go out of Egypt to collect and to keep in touch with tourist company, but sorry, they start to fight with each other about the price, about the organization. A lot of things has tells to the tourists, but it's a pity, and there is no one can trust anymore the tourist company, because they start to promise something which is not done. It's not well done.
What about the marketing campaigns to promote tourism, for example, when it comes to mass media? How do you evaluate it? I'm not sure, just correct me if I'm wrong, certain people, or there are some people who are making some initiatives, for example, and they invite, we can see this through the television and on the internet. But let me ask you about your target audience. Did you try to contact or to bring the foreign press? No. I didn't see foreign press. So for whom are you promoting the tourism? For Egyptians, we know, we love Egypt, we would like to visit all places in Egypt. But what about the foreign press? Did you invite some important channels and magazines as well for journalists, for example, to come and take a look here on Egypt and to work on this? Did we do this? I'm not talking about the government, I'm not talking about the Ministry of Tourism, I'm talking about you the private sector?
Of course, we do contact. We do a lot of contact with also some foreign companies to bring us out of the government, out of our government, out of our system. We're trying to keep in touch with all of these people, clear to them that Egypt are safety country. So we would like to try again to hand out the operation, or to hand over the operation and to start again from zero. But there is no any more trust, you know, and a lot of things has to be done. For example, like we are not able to receive a tourist, you know, because we are not a high qualification as well. So I mean, we don't have a tourist, but we don't do something for it. I mean, our personnel, our companies are not trained enough to handle with the tourists.